All your texts and emails about the illegal meat story that we ran last week. 2 councils are now investigating our report showing how stolen or illegally sold sheep from Wales ended up as a health risk in high street butchers.
A slaughtered sheep, the wool burnt off with a blowtorch, leaving a heat-sealed carcass with a char-grilled flavour. That's a smoky. Highly desired, but also highly illegal. Smoky carcasses are sold complete with brain and spinal cord, the very parts that can cause BSE. Because they've been blowtorched with their fleeces on, no health inspector ever sees the true state of the carcass. We wanted to see how easy it was to get hold of a smoky.
The smoky one.
They had pieces of smoky, unrefrigerated, under the counter.
No smoke one yet. Huh?
With no questions asked, we managed to buy a leg, spinal column and several cuts of smoky for £120.
It's unfit right from the start. And that being the case, it doesn't matter how well it's treated by a butcher, it is always going to be unfit. It's no better than pet food on legs.
This is Smokies. There is a specific risk material, which is a spinal cord. Here is a very old sheep, and there is a theoretical risk for BSC. Cysts here and an abscess. The skin is on. Very, very alarming. You don't give it to a dog.
Paul Povey is with us, whose job it is to keep the meat industry clean. Paul, the meat is clearly a risk to the people who buy it. How does it put the rest of us at risk?
Well, of course, if this meat is going into a butcher shop where they're selling all sorts of meats, those other meats could be cross-contaminated. This meat could go into a commercial kitchen, a domestic kitchen, and all sorts of bacteria could be spread around.
So it's getting into the food chain, essentially?
Exactly, which, of course, in turn could cross-contaminate totally innocent foods and lead to food poisoning.
We can see from the presence of spinal cord the possible risk of BSE. What other infections could be involved?
Well, it's mainly the food poisoning group. Things like Salmonella, Campylobacter, E. coli 0157.
All the nasty-sounding ones?
Yes, absolutely.
The penalties clearly aren't working. Is there an argument to clean up this trade and even legalise it?
Well, I certainly would. I'd strongly consider legalising it, because if these animals are killed in licensed slaughterhouses and dressed, if you like, under public health controls and properly inspected, there's no reason why it can't be legitimised.
So it is a possibility?
It is a possibility,
Paul
yes.
Povey, thanks very much for coming in.
Thank you.
If you have